Sight reading is made up of many subtle skills. In previous videos, I have talked about several of these, such as reading both notes and finger numbers, how to glance at your hands without losing your place in the music, and so on. Another major component of sight reading is being both familiar with and comfortable with rhythm. Now, the ability to not only count, but count out loud while playing is a huge component of successful sight reading. Counting in your head is different from counting out loud. When you try to count out loud, you're going to find it slightly more difficult at first, but it's going to be well worth the effort. Many students look at the notes and kind of figure that they can just feel the rhythm, and usually this ends up leading to some pretty imprecise piano playing. A lot of times we are just not aware of how we're not quite holding that half note the full value, or that whole note not quite long enough. It feels like you're sitting on there forever, but really if you shorten that note even by a half beat, the music starts to get a little bit sloppy sounding. When you're just starting out, counting can feel very cumbersome. You're still having to work on reading the notes. You're thinking about keeping your fingers rounded, all the things, right? I get it. It feels like a lot because it is a lot. However, counting is your ticket to precision, and mastering it from the beginning while the notes are still easy is crucial. And this is what I teach in my free beginners course, Foundations, Keystart Foundations 1. If you'd like to get access to that, just put beginner in the comments below and I'll send it to you. Like I said, I go through so many more tips and techniques to help you play better, more fluently, and just plain learn faster. Put beginner in the comments below and I'll send you access to that. From the beginning, you need to count two ways. Counting silently in your head, right? Thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, and then counting out loud when you play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are two different activities in your brain, and getting your brain to think in terms of counting as you are playing is hugely important. If you start doing this right from the beginning, you're going to get used to quarter, half, and whole notes, and basically internalizing what that count feels like. The reason this is so important is that when you start working with more complicated rhythms, such as eighth notes, triplets, 16th notes, etc., you will have the foundation you need to not only understand what we call subdivision, but be able to count out loud with that subdivision and really take your rhythm to the next level. Good rhythm can actually make or break a piece. Playing the right notes is of course important, but playing with imprecise rhythm will keep you stuck and sounding really pretty amateurish. And the only way to avoid imprecise rhythm is to get used to counting. Now, of course, if you are performing a piece, you aren't going to count it out loud. However, from having gone through this process during your practice, you will have internalized that rhythm. And this is the time to start feeling your rhythm. You have already programmed the rhythm or the timing into your mind because of how you have practiced. Also, I would recommend still counting silently to some degree as you play. I wouldn't totally throw out counting even while you're performing. Counting helps you focus on more than just the rhythm when you're playing. You're going to be more accurate with your notes and fingering because counting, it forces you to engage better with the music. If you're not counting, you're kind of halfway checked out and you're just going through. I have noticed that when students count, it focuses them, especially when they count out loud. You just have to focus harder and better, and that makes everything get better. In the next video, I'll show you how to incorporate these basic sight reading skills into your regular practice, focusing on the beginner especially in particular for this one. So I'll see you over there.